Good morning, YouTube. Let's scoot this over a bit. There we go. All right. So, like I said, this is our weekend Tarotscope. This is where we get together to find out what is coming up for us throughout the weekend. This is where I pull tarot and oracle cards that reveal the energy that we need to know because we need to understand what's coming for us so we can make decisions for our highest good. We can work through obstacles or we can really use the energy that's helping to boost us, like the super full moon that we had last night. How are y'all feeling about that? Good morning, Sherry. That super full moon was the last super full moon or full moon of the year. And what this one won't happen again until what 2042, I believe. So good morning. Hey, Tiffany. So hopefully you made your moon water. Hopefully you charged your crystals and you released what, is, excuse me, it's a full moon in Gemini. So hopefully you're releasing the second guessing, the overthinking, the questioning yourself. And you can look at where Gemini is in your natal chart, and that can also connect you to the root chakra. Okay. Every Friday, we like to balance or boost the root chakra just because that is where everything begins. That is our I am space. Okay. So if we're not feeling safe and secure in our own bodies, if we're not feeling safe and secure in our own lives, then we're not going to be able to see the opportunities that are ahead of us. Sorry, I got a piece of fuzz tickling my nose. We're not going to be able to see anything ahead of us. We're going to make decisions that are based on, impulse and scarcity and fear, right? Hey, Jamie. All right. So, all you're going to do is you're going to breathe as the tuning fork is playing. I'm going to pass it between YouTube. This is for YouTube and TikTok. Okay. So I'm going to go back and forth to make sure everybody can hear it. All you do is just breathe and relax. Here we go. There we go. It's just a nice tone that is attuned to the frequency of your root chakra to help boost that energy, to help calm it down if you've been feeling a bit anxious or really just kind of out of sorts, which, super full moon can do if you're not in the flow, if you're not intentionally making decisions or releasing or doing the things that you know are for your highest good. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to get our fairy blessing for the weekend. Then we're going to get the overall tarot message with the divination book. Then y'all are going to help me choose the tarot deck that I use for revealing what's coming up during each day. Okay. So let's find out what our fairy blessing is for this weekend. Ooh, a blessing of power. I love this card. Look how powerful she looks. The blessing of power, and it's number 25. So, two is that feminine energy, right? You remember that? Two is feminine energy. Two is about making decisions, it is about balance and duality. Okay. Five is about shifts and change and pivotal moments in your life. So, when we have this blessing of power happening this weekend, this can be an indication that we're going to have some really great pivotal moments this weekend based on if we are balanced, based on the decisions that we make. Do you understand? Based on information received. So I like that. Good morning, Denise. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to use the divination book to find out what the overall tarot message is. So we got our blessing. Now we're going to get the overall tarot message, and then we're going to check the individual days. Okay. So let's see. We're going to cleanse it of the energy. We're going to connect to it through our palm centers. Take a nice deep breath. Focus our intention on the book. And we're going to ask the book, what is our overall message for this weekend? What is our overall message for this weekend? Oh, look at there. Speaking of decision making, we have the Two of Swords. Okay. So this book has all of the tarot cards in it, direct and reverse. They all have a reading, okay? And each reading is designed for you to take your power back. It's called Mystic Muses for the Modern Goddess, okay? So this is about you stepping into your goddess power. Now, these readings are formulated for you to read on a daily basis. But since we're reading it for the weekend, I'm going to change the verbiage a little bit to fit for that, okay? But you can use it every day. Now, listen, this is linked in my bio, TikTok, YouTube. It is linked in the description. You can find it on Amazon, okay? I wrote this for you. All right, today you drew the Two of Swords. Communication is key this weekend, goddess. Avoiding challenging conversations will only lead to conflict down the road. Sometimes we think that saying nothing keeps the peace, but in reality, it brews resentment that will eventually resurface. You have the opportunity to drop the shield and speak from your heart to resolve a situation. It's your choice. Which way are you going to go? However, if you're in a situation where it has come to the point that you need to literally block someone for your own peace, then do it. You determine who has access to you. So if they don't come right, they can get left. Okay. So when we're also looking at the Two of Swords as just a general meaning for the day or the weekend, it can be follow your intuition, block out all the noise, and you make the decision that is right for you. There's going to be an opportunity for you to choose a path this weekend. Either it's a path of resolution or it's a path of staying still, doing the same old thing over and over again. Does that make sense? All right. Now, y'all are going to choose the tarot deck that I use. YouTube, you're going to put your choice in the comments. And TikTok, I'm going to put up a poll for you. Please do not put your choice in the comments. We want to use the poll. That way we can keep track because there's a lot more people on TikTok than there are on YouTube. Okay. There you go. See, Jamie says a big part of this moon was about making decisions from the intuitive mind versus the logical ego mind. There you go. See? The cards know. All right, deck number 1, Guardian of the Night Tarot, or deck number 2, the Gilded Tarot. All right, so TikTok, don't vote yet. YouTube, you can go ahead and vote. This is deck 1 or this is deck 2. Okay, give me 1 second. There we go. Okay, TikTok, you can vote up here in this little poll right there. So deck 1 or deck 2. Oh, you know what's funny is the AI summary throws me off. I think it's somebody in the comments like repeating what I'm saying, but it's AI. Like, where did that come from? You love the Gilded Tarot? It's nice. Deck 1 or deck 2? Make sure you get your vote in on TikTok. We have 30 seconds left. 1 or 2. And if this is your first time here on TikTok or on YouTube, feel free to shout out in the comments. I love meeting all my new viewers. And the more you come to these sessions, the more they're going to resonate. Okay. If you are learning tarot, these are great to come to because I show you different ways to interpret the card based on the actual tarot meanings. So, yeah. 1 or 2. We have, oh, never mind. Time's up. Let's see what it says. So YouTube liked deck 1. Okay, so did TikTok. All right, deck 1 it is. It is a cool deck. This is that new one that I got that has the animals on it. And we haven't gotten to use it a ton, so I'm glad y'all chose this one. If I can get this book off. They're kind of big, so That's another reason I don't use them all the time, but they are great cards. It wouldn't let you vote, Jamie? That's weird. New here, trying to shift your energy with the new moon. Well, we just had a full moon, so the new moon coming up will be good for you for sure. But stick around, hang out, and you'll hear some things that are going to resonate with you. I love the owl on the box too. It reminds me of the Labyrinth and also that movie, The Guardians, or something like that. Okay. Oh, okay. Maybe. You meant the full moon? Okay. Hey, I do the same thing sometimes. Okay, let's see what's coming up for us this weekend. I'm going to draw a card for each day. We're going to talk about it, and then I'm going to pull some oracle cards so we can get deeper messages. What you're seeing here is real, actual tarot. This is not pop tarot. This is not that surface level stuff. If you're wanting to learn tarot, my tarot apprenticeship is available. Okay. If you want to test me out, you could go to my free Tarot Foundations course first, see if you like my teaching style. Then you can get into the Tarot Apprenticeship or the Fool's Journey, whatever you want. All right, let's look at today's energy. Today we have the Eight of Pentacles. Look at that, busy bee. Is that a bee or a wasp? I don't know. Anywho, the Eight of Pentacles is the entrepreneurship card. The Eight of Pentacles is about uh, self-help, like working on yourself, doing something to improve your situation, especially financially. Okay. So this would be really putting your head down and focusing on what needs to get done so you can improve your situation. It's about looking at the things that you keep repeating. What needs to shift or change so you can improve your situation? Okay. What do you need to work on so you can improve your situation? Right? There's so many different ways that we can look at this card because it can be like you're working on your business because you're wanting to put something out there. You're wanting to make money off your business, but you have to have something to present, right? When it comes to working on the self, it's like you're doing the work. You're diligently focusing on improving yourself and thus far your situation. Okay. So it's all about doing the things that bring returns. Eight is a number of power. Eight is a number of financial abundance, right? So what this is saying is whatever you put out, you will get back. No matter if it's you working on your finances or you working on yourself, your self-love, your self-worth, all of that is connected deeply to your finances. Okay. People are finding that out in my breakthrough sessions that we did, right? Or that we're doing this month. But it is deeply connected to your finances. So pay attention to that, okay? And if you see me looking back and forth, I'm looking at TikTok and YouTube, okay? I promise I'm not crazy. All right. Saturday, ooh, we have the Ace of Swords. So the Ace of Swords is a new thought, a new idea, new communication, and this will be successful. So if you need to have a conversation with somebody, like we were talking about with the Two of Swords, Saturday is the best day to do so. Pay attention to your thoughts and your ideas on Saturday because there might be something that comes in. It could be through just like a channeled thought. It could be somebody comes in and says something to you like a messenger, right? There's something new coming in on Saturday. This is communication, thoughts, ideas, okay? And it's successful ones. This is also about on Saturday, your mind will be clear. It will be sharp. Like you'll be on point on Saturday. So if you need to make decisions, Saturday is the best day to do so. Okay. If you're not sure which way to go, as we're talking about the Two of Swords, right? We're talking about which path are you going to go. Today would be a great day to really kind of reassess where you are, what needs to be worked on. And then tomorrow you make that decision on where you're going to go. Okay. Or you start that new idea or that new project. Sunday, we have the devil. Okay. So Sunday's energy is not that great, but we can use it to our advantage. See, people in Pot Tarot would immediately tell you, oh, watch out on Sunday. It's going to be toxic. You're going to have to deal with negative people and toxicity and all this other stuff. But the deeper meaning of the devil card in tarot is about, where are you feeling oppressed? Where are you feeling stuck? What is going on within you to where you feel like you can't move forward? Is it the people around you? Is it your job? Is it your habits and your patterns? This is a major arcana. Okay. So, Sunday, especially with this super full moon that we had, I mean, we're going to feel it for a few days. So, there might be a couple of things that need to happen. Number one, there might need to be this big release that you go through where you finally stop letting these outside factors keep you stuck. But also, it could be that you really need to buckle down and get the work done, because the devil card is about being chained to something. Because either it's connected to Capricorn. Capricorn's connected to your house of work. Okay. So it could be like you have a lot of work that you need to get done. So you're feeling kind of bogged down. You're feeling chained to this project, right? But all in all, the way it resonates with you is the way, you know, how are you feeling stuck? Why? What's going on here? So reflect on that. Do some releasing. Really look at how you want to experience life in the next year. Because again, we're in December. We're wrapping up this 9 year. We are starting a whole new 9 year cycle in January. Okay. We're going into a 10-1 year. We're going into the year of the fire horse, which that officially starts on February 17th, I think. I think that's the Chinese New Year. Um, we have planetary movements happening that have not happened in 330 and 500 years. I mean, we have so much happening next year. So we're going to get big messages like this, really asking us to take control of our own lives instead of letting something else control us. Okay. What are you doing to escape your reality instead of handle it? Does that make sense? I feel like I warped through this year. Same. It's crazy. And when we look at the numerology on the devil card, it's number 15. Okay. So that's the self, one. It's initiation as well. Five is change. It's also chaos. It's expect the unexpected. But when we see it with the devil type of energy, it's like something needs to change here. Okay. When we put them together, it's six. Six is tied to the Lover's card, which is the other octave of the major arcana. So the Lover's card is about making a decision that is right for you, breaking away from the old ways of doing things and kind of branching out on your own in this new path. Does that make sense? Six is also about responsibility, family, harmony, love. So there's all these different vibrations that you can tap into in order to make these changes, because remember, you have the blessing of power this weekend. And I told you that's number 25. I told you that was the feminine energy. It's about making decisions, it's about duality and balance and shifting something for yourself. Okay, let's look underneath the deck. Oh, we have the moon. There we go. I told you that moon is still going to be affecting us throughout the weekend. Yes, correct. The Lovers is also the only major arcana that has a man and a woman on it. Yes, that's why they're connected, because not only are they connected through numerology, but they are connected through the symbology. Because when you think about it, on the different octaves of the major arcana of the Fool's Journey, the Lovers are at the top. They're at the very beginning. So it's like a teenager deciding that he wants to do something differently than his family. Okay. Then we go through the journey and he gets down to the bottom where he's experiencing the devil. And that's where he's kind of got himself stuck in this position because maybe he wasn't making the decisions that are right for him. Maybe he was doing it on impulse, whatever. But it's about really finding ways to liberate yourself. So, yeah. And when we have the man and the woman on those cards, it's about the masculine and the feminine. It's about, what are you receiving and what are you doing out of impulse? What are you doing purely out of desire? And what action do you need to take because of what you've received? So yeah. Okay, let's get some oracle. Y'all know I have to use my favorites first. Welcome in to everybody who's new here. This is our weekend Tarotscope, where we're uncovering the energy of the weekend so you know how to move through the weekend through your own power. You know, and the moon, when we have that underneath at the bottom of the deck, the moon is tied to your subconscious. It's tied to what are you subconsciously doing? What's going on in the background of your mind that you keep doing? Is it negative things? Is it bad habits? Is it negative self-talk? You know, all of these things go on in the background that you don't even realize. So you need to pay attention to that. You need to go on this journey of reflection and release. You cannot bypass the work. You cannot hack your way through the work. You know, I was thinking about this the other day. It's like everybody wants to reap the harvest when you haven't even tilled the soil. So you got to do some work first before you can reap the harvest. You got to plant the seeds. Hey, Jennifer. I was wondering where you were. I'm glad you're back here. No, we didn't get the world card this time, if that's what you're asking. Okay, so we have the door to personal happiness. I'm sorry, the door to personal healing and happiness, but it's in reverse. Okay, let's find out why. If you don't know, I love to read from my oracle decks. You can read from your oracle decks because they have beautiful messages, and the oracle cards don't change like the tarot do. You do need to memorize tarot. Today's card is the Eight of Pentacles. Tomorrow is the Ace of Swords, and Sunday is the Devil. All right, so number 34, reversed. You may be feeling stuck where your personal intentions are concerned. Self-mastery and discipline may be hard to achieve right now, or specific plans for personal change may be being blocked. Remember that your intentions need to be clear and unconflicted. Whatever you're working on, hello, Eight of Pentacles and Devil, you need to know that you are capable of achieving it and that you deserve it. Put your heart into the plans and changes that you desire and realize that you are worth your own time and effort. The new beginning you seek will come with your own focus and patient determination. See? I'm telling you, you have to do the work. You have to, that's what I tell my students in my tarot classes. If you want to do what I do for a living, if you want to be successful in your spiritual practice and in your spiritual business, you have to do the work. You have to be like borderline obsessed with your practice because that's the only way that you're going to get good at it. You have to practice, you have to put yourself out there, you have to do these things in order to be proficient and to build your confidence, right? So if there's something that you're wanting to do in your own life and you're half-assing it, you're not going to get anywhere half-assing it. You're going to get half-ass results. You're going to get actually less than half-ass results. So think about that. You have to be persistent. You have to be like this Eight of Pentacles and do the work. You have to do it over and over and over again. You have to put yourself out there to let people know that this is what you're presenting to the world and this is your business or this is your new venture. Okay. This session this morning is going to be a little bit shorter than normal because I do have an appointment right at 11. So I'm going to have to be off of here right before then. So I just wanted to make sure y'all knew that. All right. What else do we need to know this weekend? All right, we have gentle gardener in reverse. This makes me think of that comment that I made about, you're trying to reap the rewards or reap the harvest without even tilling the soil and planting the seeds. So this is number 2. Says, do you harbor resentments? How often do you reinforce negativity by affirming lack and limitation? Every time you send out a desire for something but secretly harbor a belief that you're undeserving of it, you plant weeds in the fields of your dream. When the gentle gardener appears in the reverse position, she reminds you to be aware of any negative thoughts or selfish motives. She encourages you to step back and pay close attention to what thought seeds you send out into the world. Weeds choke the life out of your beautiful garden. No need to fret, however, because once you recognize this, you can always remove a bad seed and replace it with a healthy one. Forgiveness is your most powerful restorative tool. Okay? So what that means is we're letting go of the mistakes that we've made. And we've talked about what a mistake is. It's a mistake, right? Take 2. Let's do it again. Let's do it better this time. Okay. So if you've been thinking and speaking negatively, if you've been really kind of downplaying yourself and who you are and your path in this life, then you can change it. Okay. This is why you struggle. This is why you've met resistance. This is why you have all these obstacles, right? It's because of the negativity. But here's the thing, it's not always your fault, right? You were programmed with this negativity or with these blocks like from childhood, young adulthood, all of that, and you didn't know any better, but you do now. So now you have to change all of that consciously. Okay? It doesn't just magically happen. You have to be conscious about that shift. You understand? No, we're not skipping the Kipper deck. Absolutely not. All right, let's see what else. It's funny. I got called demonic on my podcast. I saw the comment this morning. It was on YouTube. It was on my podcast. They were calling me demonic because I said that spiritual practitioners deserve to be paid. That was fun to wake up to. They had this whole thing, like I didn't even read it all because it was clearly they didn't listen to the whole podcast. They just heard or saw the title and just like went off. And I deleted it because I don't have time for that shit. But it was funny because, yeah, I got called demonic because I said spiritual practitioners deserve to be paid. And I went into all the receipts as to why. And yeah, I thought that was funny. But that's the thing. That's the stuff that you run into in your own life, right? Not everybody's going to call you demonic, but there are going to be people that really have a problem with you expanding and excelling and getting into your abundance and really living the life that you want. And the reason why they are that way is because they're in their own lack. They haven't done the work. They want to pull you down with them so they're comfortable, but you cannot let that stop you. Okay. I know, right? Even religious leaders get paid. And that's exactly what I talked about in the podcast. It's funny. Okay, look, we have feather of hope. Okay. It says, grasp the feather of hope, a delicate symbol of upward promises and an uplifting future. The other one says, fulfill promise. Stay committed to your path, for each step forward brings you closer to your destined fulfillment. Look at that. See? So many indications that things will get better, but it doesn't just fall into your lap. You have to actually do the work. You have to actually do the thing. Okay. Exactly. And another point that I made in the podcast about that was that, because they try to say like back in the day, and especially if it's a religious person, they're like, well, Jesus, da, 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 da. I'm like, do you realize Jesus was taken care of? He was fed, he was housed, he was clothed, People took care of him. That was their payment. It's not like that nowadays. Money is the way people take care of us. So get over it. All right. What else do we need to know this weekend? Let's see. There it is. It's back. It flashed in my mind right before I pulled it. So, community. I was talking to my son about this morning, and I was telling him, the people that you spend a lot of time around, they, your energy integrates together. They influence you. They bleh, all over you. So you have to be very careful with who you're spending your time around, right? And your community is not just the people that you hang around, but it's also your spiritual community. It's also what you're experiencing in society. Look at what you're paying attention to and how are they influencing you? Because I'm telling you, every single person on this planet is an influencer. You're influencing and you're being influenced all the time by everybody. Okay. So you have to be aware of who you are surrounding yourself with. And you want to get closer to the people that you feel supported by and that you can support. Okay. This is why I created the tribe. If you have not gotten into the tribe, I don't know what you're waiting on. As a matter of fact, we have some great things happening next year for the tribe. So we're always evolving, right? We're starting this one year with a bang. This whole reading is speaking to me. Been trying to manifest working less and making more money. This past year, I've changed so much. Good for you. And Cappy and me is changing. Want to spend time with family. Good for you. Good for you. How many of them are out there on some assistance programs too? Oh, right. Right, Stephanie. So yeah, this community card comes out so many times because our community is extremely important. Okay. Our community is what, like I said, influences us. It affects us more than you realize. So if you're spending time around people that are negative and they're lack-minded and they blame everybody but themselves for their problems, guess what you're going to experience? The same thing. So we have the Two of Swords as the overall message for the weekend. And this is about you finding balance through your decision making. And you do that through paying attention to what's going on within you. Okay. Not what people are telling you, because the people in your life, they very well could mean well, but they are biased. And so they might be that crab in that bucket pulling you back down. Okay. So be aware. I've had so many people join the tribe because they're like, you know what? I just don't have support anywhere around me. And I'm like, that's exactly why I created the tribe. So check it out if you're not in it. My mission for the next 9 years, this next 9-year cycle, is to build the tribe, to be a strong community of women supporting each other, growing in their spiritual practices, growing in their power. And it's going to be amazing. So, yeah. All right. What is our money message for this weekend? What do we need to know? What is our money message for this weekend? Look at that. Work hard and silence. Okay. Stop telling everybody everything. Remember, we have the Eight of Pentacles here. This person, typically on a traditional tarot, is one person working on the pentacles. They're doing their job. They're away from everybody else. They're doing the work because the work that you do for yourself is going to pay off dramatically. And I'm proof of that. I was going through my story and my history because I don't know, people keep telling me I need to write a book and whatnot. And I'm like, why? But I was going through it and I was like, holy shit, the amount of things that I've been through and survived and overcome and healed, it's pretty incredible. you know? And it's all because I wouldn't give up, right? And I don't want you to give up either on your dreams, on your goals, on your visions. But you do have to do the work. You cannot get around it, okay? Let's get our crystal for the weekend. All right, let's see. What is our crystal for this weekend? Ooh, we have pyrite. Look at that. That reminds me of the blessing card, the power, a blessing of power. Right? Holy cow, Denise, look at that. Denise made this oracle deck. It says, oh, abundance, manifestation, positivity. Pyrite shines its golden light on your path, attracting abundance and encouraging confidence in your pursuits. Let its powerful energy ignite your inner strength and protect you as you manifest success and prosperity. Boom. There you go. So if you don't, I think, um, is this pyrite, Denise? Well, I almost fell out of my chair. That would have been funny. Is this pyrite, Denise? What they call also fool's gold? Tomorrow is the last day to get them 11% off. Use my link, she said, and you get 11% off of this deck. Okay, yeah, see, I thought it was. So there you go. If you have one of these, great. You can carry it around with you this weekend or set it on your nightstand, whatever. If you don't have it, but you have the crystal deck, you can use this card because putting the information on the card boosts its energy. Okay, puts that vibration out there. Or you can go to Denise's website and get you some pyrite. Okay, she has all kinds of beautiful crystals. So, yeah, there you go. Yours is in your money section of your home. That is perfect. Yep. Mine is sitting, it sits on my little elephant. I don't have all my crystals where they're supposed to be because I charged them last night. So they're all still sitting over here, but it sits on my elephant and his little tusk right there. So yeah, he carries that for me. I'll put him right back where he goes. Excuse me. Let's see. How much time do we have? A few more minutes. Okay. Let's do Queen of the Moon. All right, let's see. Right? Jamie said, so mad I've been sleeping on Denise's website. I will not make that mistake anymore. Yeah. Yeah, use my link, you guys. Because it'll take you to her oracle deck, but you can also explore her website and you get 11% off. Today's the last day of the Crystal Realm Oracles deck. And go through my link and you'll get that 11% off. All right, so let's see. What do we need to know through the Queen of the Moon Oracle? Look at that. Balance. I told you. Products are 30% off. Nice. Y'all better go get you some. And Denise makes sure that she gets her crystals and everything from reputable sources. And she's got some really great stuff on her website. I definitely recommend. So it's number 19. So what is one? The self, God source energy, creation, initiation, all of that. Okay. 9, that is things coming to fruition. It is also higher wisdom. It is the humanitarian. It is the deeper understanding of things. Okay. So when we see this as balance, look, they're holding this energy right here where their intuition center is. Head is kind of foggy, right? So we have to make decisions from here, from our gut knowing. And that's exactly what the Two of Swords here overall is talking about. It's like the decision that you need to make, like you need to get off the fence. You need to choose a path and you need to do it through your own intuition, not from what people are telling you. Okay. If you feel drawn to something, do it. Do it for the plot. Obviously, if it's for your highest good, we're not talking about negativity. I had one girl, oh my God, this was years ago. This was like probably 2021, maybe. Um, I made a video about, whatever your soul is calling, to you, to like do that thing you've been thinking about. And she stitched my video. It was like, oh, I guess I'll tell my therapist that you're telling me to go ahead and like myself. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, that's insane. And I was like, yeah, I don't think so. People are interesting. Am I doing yes, no questions? No, yes, no questions are not a thing in tarot. So I would not spend your time or money on them. Tarot is much more complex and deeper than yes, no. So just be aware for the lives that you go to, I would not participate. And all those things are just ways to get new followers and clicks and money. So yeah, y'all beware. All right, let's get our animal card for the weekend. No, this is a collective weekend Tarotscope. I thank you for asking, though. I appreciate you asking instead of just jumping in and be like, asking your question like most people do. Thank you for asking. All right, let's see. Well, this one's massive, Stephanie. She said it's funny how some decks look so much bigger when you shuffle them versus others. I have more questions for a yes, no than I do any other time, right? We got it again. Same card that we got on Monday. The hawk. No, it's not. I'm sorry. That was for a personal reading. My mistake. Okay, so let me read this to you then, because I thought I loved this card, and so I was thinking it was Monday, but it was for a personal reading. Okay, the hawk is the messenger. Spirit is sending you messages. Open your greater vision to see the signs. Focus on priorities and eliminate distractions. You have a bright future. Let yourself ascend to new heights. Such a powerful card. Okay, so this is going to be your spirit animal for the weekend. This is about you looking at things from that higher perspective and really zeroing in on what you want, eliminating distractions, going after what you want, and doing it for the plot of your life. See what happens. As long as you know it's for your highest good, you're not hurting yourself or anybody else, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. Okay. So you always see hawks. Nice. All right, let's do one more. We got to do the Rebel deck. All right. If you get easily offended, this is your time to scroll away. The Rebel deck sometimes will motivate you, sometimes will hurt your feelings. We don't know. We'll find out. Exactly. What if the best can happen? Absolutely. All right. What is our message for this weekend? Where's our message for this weekend? That one didn't split properly, and I don't feel like that's because as soon as I pulled it out, it was like, Let's do it. Hang on, let me cleanse it again. If it comes out again, then we know it's meant to be, but I don't think that was right because it didn't split properly. Okay. Interesting. It says, they broke your heart. Fuck them. So whatever didn't work out in life, fuck it. Okay. It's okay. It wasn't meant to stay. This full moon, this full super moon is about releasing what no longer serves you. And if you're not in the relationship or if you're not in the situation, partnership doesn't matter. It could be love or it could be friendship, it could be work related, anything, where something doesn't work out and it really hurt, it upset you. Don't worry about it. Much better things, much more aligned people and situations are on their way. Okay. Also fitting, the weak energy from Monday session is resolved now. Good. So, all right, my lovelies, I hope you have a wonderful weekend and I hope you spend it wisely, which is what the cards are telling us, right? If you missed the whole thing, you can watch the replay on YouTube. I will be back here Monday morning, 10 a.m. Central Standard Time, where we're going to look at the week ahead and we're just going to keep growing and evolving. If you have not gotten into the tribe, get into the tribe, ladies, because we are growing and evolving and we have some wonderful things for you in 2026. Okay. If you're wanting to learn tarot, TikTok, it's linked in my bio, my tarot apprenticeship. Also, if you get into the tribe, you get access to my tarot apprenticeship automatically. YouTube, everything is linked down in the description. Okay. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. I don't mind answering them. Okay. I'm here to help. Okay. So I hope you all have a wonderful weekend. I will see you Monday morning. Mwah. Bye, y'all. Love you.